Of the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, who asked and said, well, I want to understand how the citizens, what the temperature is in KwaZulu-Natal in relation to how we are delivering services in KwaZulu-Natal. So we went about this process scientifically, and you will see in the report, we've got a technical report that talks to how the survey was conducted and the results. Regarding your question of how the survey was conducted, it reached out to 20,000 households. It's a sample that is representative and delivers results at the level of a municipality. So in the report, you will find municipal profiles, or municipal by municipality, on the levels of satisfaction. It's representative and scientific, and the technical report says so. That's how the survey was conducted in October, using, above all, mobile technology, and that made the results available sooner. We could have released the results in December, but everybody was busy with the December, so we are releasing them in January. So within 6 weeks of running 20,000 households, we could actually get the results just like that. The results show that 36% of the citizens of KwaZulu-Natal are not satisfied with the provincial government delivery of services, and while 33% are outrightly satisfied. Of course, this is against the backdrop of, if you look at Msinga, you look at Mkanyakude or Mhlaboyalingana, you see tremendous reductions in poverty in those areas over a period. So the conundrum is, why are people not satisfied when there has been so much progress in the delivery of housing and water and electricity? And I think this is the beauty of this kind of survey, to try and align the temperature of people against the projects. At the level of local government, the dissatisfaction are variable, and of course they are greatest in Mkanyakude, and largely because of low levels of service delivery. People are concerned about about the quality of water, etc. In terms of priorities of citizens against priorities of government as well as the province, you see that education, rather unemployment, is a key area that people want solved. But it's a bit surprising that education is not, because unemployment gets resolved by how level of education has played itself out and what skills people have. Housing is priority 2 and 3 from citizens' point of view, second and third from first, which is unemployment. And across races, levels of dissatisfaction vary, being 37% amongst blacks, compared to about 32% amongst whites and 20% amongst Indians. And of course, when you start looking at the data from KwaZulu-Natal in terms of inequality is highest amongst blacks, although at a low level of income. Dare I say, but the levels of inequality amongst them is high. Amongst Indians, it dropped from 53% to about 43%, and amongst whites, it dropped from 37% to about 32%, whereas amongst blacks, it's in the region of 53%. And inequality breeds at times and oftentimes discontent.
Well, I would say that we had a discussion with the Statistics South Africa, and we discussed the details of possibility of the survey, and actually they made a presentation of how they would want to go about it. We were very satisfied with their scientific approach to the whole survey, and today they were giving us the outcome after quite an elaborate research covering all corners of the province. I would say what we were looking for what the people of KwaZulu-Natal are actually saying about our performance as provincial government in particular and local government. And now we have the outcome where people say, yes, we know your priorities as government, these are our priorities. For instance, they tell us that job creation is priority number 1, and housing priority number 2, and housing priority number 3, which means that we need to look at those issues in terms of attention going forward. But yes, insofar as this instrument was very scientific, it is highly satisfactory. But we are not satisfied with the levels of satisfaction of our citizens. They say, for instance, 33% of them are outright satisfied with what we're doing, and then 31% are saying they are somewhat satisfied, and 36% outright dissatisfied. But if we combine 31 and 33, it gives you more than 60%. Now, that is something that is very assuring, but at the same time, quite a challenge. It's an indication that we have had for some time in our system, where the indicator says that when it comes to early childhood education, which was once totally banned as insofar as black people are concerned in this province, we now have reached very, very satisfactory number, higher than 90%. And overall, our children now have more access, therefore, to early childhood education, primary education, secondary education. So what it means is that when it comes to access to education, satisfaction of citizens in the province is very high. That will tell you that we have brought schools almost everywhere to all the corners of the province. But, well, checking quality is something different. But overall, we did see the link between dissatisfaction with our performance on job creation and levels of education of our people. And therefore, want to once more put more emphasis on education, because it opens up opportunities for people in many respects and in many ways, and their level of confidence to face the world and deal with their difficulties, rather than as opposed to those who have lesser education.